decision. The room feels honest when it's empty. No eyes shaping what I choose. No performance in my posture. No role I have to use. I notice how my thoughts move differently when no one's keeping score. Choices land with less resistance than they ever did before. I used to measure every step by how it might appear. Now I listen for alignment, not applause or fear. No audience, better decisions, clearer reasons, quieter ground. I move slower, but more certain when no one else is around. There's no need to exaggerate or soften what I feel without reflection. Truth arrives unpolished, rough and real. I don't rush toward conclusions just to prove I know the way. I let doubt ask its questions without pushing it away. No audience, better decisions, and not perfect, just sincere. I trust the voice that stays when the room is empty. The world likes confidence performed, loud answers, steady tone. But clarity grows privately when you face things on your own. I've changed my mind without defending, admitted I was wrong, because growth doesn't need witnesses to keep moving on. There's freedom in the unseen moment where instinct finally speaks, not filtered through expectations or the need to look complete. No audience, better decisions, less pressure, fewer masks. I don't confuse being visible with asking the right task. I don't choose to be impressive, I choose what I can sustain. What still feels steady tomorrow, what doesn't drain. Some paths only make sense when no one's watching you walk, when silence carries more truth than anything you talk. I sit with consequences calmly, cause they're honestly mine. I didn't choose them for approval or the comfort of a sign. No audience, better decisions, and I stand by what I've done. Not because it looks convincing, but because it holds when the day is done. When I step back into the world, I won't need to rearrange. The choices I made in quiet don't shift when faces change. No audience, better decisions, that's a rule I keep close. What I build without observers is what I trust the most. I stop explaining myself too empty room. I used to speak into silence, like it owed me a reply, laying out my reason, hoping something would apply. I rehearsed every sentence, as if clarity would come from repeating my intentions to a space that stayed numb. I stopped explaining myself to empty rooms, stopped waiting for a sign that someone was listening or would finally align. There were echoes of my questions, but no way behind the sound. I realized understanding can't be forced or found. I tried to make myself clearer, thought volume would translate, but meaning doesn't deepen when it arrives too late. So I let the words fall inward, let them rest where they belong. Some truths don't need defending to prove that they are strong. I stopped explaining myself to empty rooms, and something settled down. The need to be acknowledged lost its grip, lost its crown. The room never asked for context, never needed to agree. It just mirrored back the effort I was wasting on maybe. I learned that not all silence is asking to be filled. Some spaces aren't unfinished, they're simply closed or still. I don't owe my reasoning to absence or to air. If something isn't listening, I don't leave myself there. I stopped explaining myself to empty rooms and chose a quieter pace, where words are spent with intention, silence has a place. The world still offers stages, but no one in the seats. But I don't step up anymore just to hear my own heartbeat. Now when I speak, it's grounded, not a plea, not a test. I don't narrate my existence just to feel less unrest. If someone's meant to hear me, they'll meet me halfway. I won't chase comprehension down a hallway of delay. I stopped explaining myself to empty rooms and learned what they reveal, that understanding starts within and doesn't need a feel. Some clarity arrives the moment you stop trying to be seen. The quiet answers gently with what you actually mean. I stopped explaining myself to empty rooms and nothing fell apart. I simply redirected where I place my heart. We're in the same silence for years. I didn't wake up quite overnight. It wasn't sudden or dramatic. The silence settled slowly like something practical. At first it felt too heavy, like clothes that didn't fit. I tried to shrug it off, pretend I wasn't in it. But days turned into habit, and habits learn my shape. The silence stopped asking questions, stopped needing an escape. I've been wearing the same silence for years, not out of fear, not out of shame. It molded to my breathing, it learned my name. I used to fill the gaps with noise, just to feel less exposed. But the louder I became, the less of me I own. So I let the quiet stay, let it stretch and settle in, till it wasn't something missing, just a place I lived within. This silence doesn't isolate me, it doesn't push me away. It keeps me close to what matters when the rest starts to fray. I've been wearing the same silence for years, and it doesn't weigh me down. It holds the parts I didn't speak when words couldn't be found. People think silence is absence, like nothing's happening inside. But there's a lot of movement in what I choose to hide. Not everything deserves a voice, not every truth needs air. Some things grow stronger when they're handled with care. I've carried conversations inward, finished them alone, learn which thoughts need distance and which ones feel like home. I've been wearing the same silence for years. It doesn't ask for proof, it doesn't need to be explained or softened or reduced. Yeah, the world keeps mistaking volume for presence, for control. But silence taught me patience, and patience taught me hold. If I speak less than I used to, it's not because I'm gone, I just don't give my energy to what feels thin or wrong. This silence is an armor, it's not a wall I built. It's a steady, quiet alignment without regret or guilt. I've been wearing the same silence for years, and it fits me better now. Not tight, not loose, just honest. And it fits me better now. Just honest. And if I ever break it, it won't be out of need. It will be because the moment finally earned the sound I read. Nothing left to prove at 2 a.m. The city breathes in fragments, Street lights blinking slow, windows glowing stories I don't need to know. The clock moves without pressure, time no longer stares. At 2 a.m. the world forgets to ask me who I am. I've worn ambition like armor, let it tighten every year. Try to outrun the quiet, try to outrun the fear. But tonight the noise dissolves into a softer truth. There's nothing left to prove and nothing left to lose. Nothing left to prove at 2 a.m. No audience, no score, just me in the steady silence I've been avoiding before. I don't rehearse explanations, I don't rewrite my past. The night doesn't interrupt me, it lets the moment last. I sit with unfinished answers, they don't feel incomplete. Some clarity only arrives when you stop chasing relief. The mirror isn't asking for progress or regret, it reflects a tired honesty I no longer try to correct. Nothing left to prove at 2 a.m. No race, no disguise, just a quieter acceptance behind unguarded eyes. I used to fear these hours, thought they meant something was wrong. Now I see they strip away what never truly belonged. The phone stays face down, no names calling me back. I don't owe my presence to a version I've outgrown. There's peace in being unmeasured, in letting the night decide that existing is enough without a reason why. Nothing left to prove at 2 a.m. and that's where I finally rest. Not winning, not failing, just present, just honest, just less. The world will wake with questions, with noise and borrowed speed. But right now in this stillness, I give myself what I need. I don't plan my return, I don't promise a change, I just stay with the truth that doesn't need a name. Nothing left to prove at 2 a.m. and that's where I finally rest. Not winning, not failing, just present, just honest, just less. The world will wake with questions, with noise and borrowed speed. But right now in this stillness, I give myself what I need. I don't plan my return, I don't promise a change, I just stay with the truth that doesn't need a name. Nothing left to prove. When I return, it will be different. I didn't leave in anger, I didn't disappear from fear. I stepped away from the noise so I could finally hear. There were parts of me scattered in places I outgrew, conversations that felt loud but never really true. So I chose the quiet distance, not to punish, not to run, just to sit with what was unfinished until the work was done. When I return, it will be different, not dramatic, not announced. I won't arrive with explanations or accounts of what I found. I won't need to be understood before I take my place. I'll stand with quieter certainty and an unhurried pace. I learn what drains my spirit, what deserves my time, what feels aligned in silence, what only feels alive. I let go of old reflexes, the need to always respond. Some doors closed on their own, some answers went beyond. When I return, it will be different, not louder, just more true, less concerned with being seen, more grounded in what I do. I won't carry every opinion like it's mine to defend. I won't bend my shape again just to feel included. And in the end, I found strength in slowing down and choosing where I stand, in trusting what feels steady over what demands a hand. The world will look familiar, but I won't move the same. I'm not chasing recognition, I'm not playing the old game. When I return, it will be different, because I stayed long enough to learn the cost of urgency and the value of enough. I won't offer borrowed versions of a life I didn't choose. I'll speak when it matters and let silence do the rest. This return isn't a promise, it's not a marked event. It's a quiet shift in posture in how my energy is spent. If you notice the difference, it won't be in what I say, it will be in what I no longer need to give or take away. When I return, it will be different, because I didn't leave to escape. I left to come back home without losing my shape. And if you don't recognize me, that's perfectly fine. I finally recognize myself, and that's enough this time. Waiting until I feel real again. I've been moving through the motions like a name without a sound. Days arriving, days departing without really touching ground. The mirror shows a familiar outline, with something slightly dim, not broken, not erased, just quieter within. I don't force the feeling back, I don't chase what used to be. Some parts return on their own time when they're ready to meet me. I'm waiting until real again. Not rushing, not pretending, letting the distance teach me what needs mending. I used to panic in the numbness, try to fill the hollow space. But I learned that depth returns when you give it room and grace. There's a difference between absence and the pause before the truth, between losing your reflection and growing into something new. I still wake up every morning, still walk, still speak, still choose, but I'm gentler with my questions and careful what I use. I'm waiting until I feel real again. Not asking time to hurry, trusting that what's unfinished doesn't need my worry. Some days feel almost normal, others thin and far away. I don't label either version, I let them share the day. The world keeps offering definitions, sharp edges ready-made, but I won't step into a shade I haven't fully made. I sit with the uncertainty without turning it to blame. I don't demand a breakthrough, I don't call the silence shame. I'm waiting until I feel real again, and that waiting has a sound. It's quiet, steady breathing, keeping me around. I haven't lost my center, it's just resting out of sight, like eyes adjusting slowly in a low and honest light. I don't need to prove my presence by intensity or speed. Some truths return more clearly when you stop telling them who to be. When the feeling comes back fully, it won't arrive with fire or flare. It will feel like recognition, like finally being there. Until then I stay patient, I stay open, I stay kind, waiting until I feel real again, without leaving myself behind. Even my thoughts speak softly now. The noise inside is thinned out, like a crowd leaving at dawn. What once demanded attention now barely moves at all. I don't argue with my memory, I let them come and go. They no longer raise their voices, they don't need me to know. Even my thoughts speak softly now. No sharp edges, no command. They arrive without resistance and leave when they understand. I used to chase every feeling, question every breath I took. Now I let meaning settle without forcing it to love. The mind learns patience slowly when it's no longer afraid of what might surface in the quiet, of what might choose to stay. The mind learns patience slowly when it's no longer afraid of what might surface in the quiet, or what might choose to stay. Even my thoughts speak softly now, not hiding, just at ease. They don't demand conclusions, they don't beg me to believe. I sit with unanswered moments, and they don't feel incomplete. Some clarity arrives gently without needing to repeat. There was a time my inner voice was restless, sharp and loud. Now it moves like calm water, clear, unbroken, unbowed. I don't silence what arises, I don't push reflection down. I just meet it without judgment, and it lowers its own sound. Even my thoughts speak softly now, as if they trust the space. They know they'll be received without needing to race. The world still shouts its questions, still demands us to answer name. But inside I stay unhurried, not pulled into the game. There's freedom in this gentleness, and not being at war with every idea that passes, or every open door. I don't confuse intensity with depth or being true. Some truths only show themselves when you stop forcing them through. Even my thoughts speak softly now, and I finally hear what was always underneath. When the noise disappeared, I moved through days more lightly, without defending my ground, carrying a quieter presence that doesn't need a sound. This calm didn't arrive suddenly, it was practiced, it was slow. A trust built moment by moment, letting everything know. Even my thoughts speak softly now, and that's how I can stay fully present, fully grounded in a quieter way. Not lonely, just unavailable. The room isn't empty, it's intentional. Every object where it belongs, no unanswered echoes. No need for borrowed songs. The phone stays quiet on the table, not ignored, just understood. Some connections need distance to remain honest and good. I've learned the difference slowly between absence and control, between feeling disconnected and protecting what is whole. I'm not lonely, just unavailable. not close, just out of reach. Choosing silence over noise, choosing depth over speech. I used to fill the evenings with voices that felt thin, trying to outrun the feeling of being crowded within. Now I sit with my own presence, and it doesn't feel unkind. It feels steady, unforced, like a boundary I don't mind. I'm not lonely, just unavailable. I still care, I still feel, I just don't offer access to what's fragile or real. The world confuses distance with a lack of empathy. But space can be an act of care, both for them and me. I don't owe my energy to every open door. Some rooms are meant for resting, not for explaining more. There's peace in unanswered questions, and not rushing to reply. Not every invitation deserves a reason why. I'm not lonely, just unavailable. No, no resentment in my tone. I've learned how to be present without being overgrown. If someone needs me deeply, I'll show up when it's true. But I won't trade my balance for the comfort of being few. This quiet isn't hiding, it's where I've chosen to stay. Listening to what matters, letting the rest drift away. I'm not lonely, just unavailable, and it finally feels aligned, like I've stepped into a life that doesn't leave me behind. When I open the door again, it won't be out of fear. It will be with intention and a heart that's clear. Until then I remain here, whole grounded, able, not waiting, not withdrawn, just unavailable. Just unavailable. The bills don't care who's clapping, the lights don't wait for praise. Morning comes with or without someone knowing my name. I used to chase reaction like they carry something real. Thought being seen meant being safe. Thought approval helped me heal. But compliments don't keep you warm when the room goes quiet at night. They fade quicker than the echo of a passing spotlight. Approval never paid the rent, never kept the door secure, never taught me how to stand. When the ground felt unsure, I learned the weight of silence, the kind that makes you choose between borrowed validation and something you can use. I've smiled through empty nodding, lived for someone else's view, but none of it showed up when the numbers came due. The mirror doesn't applaud me, it just reflects what stays. The work I did when no one watched, the cost of quieter days. Approval never paid the rent, never settled what was real. It never showed up steady when I needed solid ground to feel. So I stopped trading pieces of myself for short relief. Stop building my reflection on someone else's belief. There's dignity and self-trust in showing up each day, even when no one's watching and nothing goes your way. The world still offers shortcuts, fame shaped loud and thin, but I choose the kind of well that starts from deep within. Approval never paid the rent, but it almost cost me peace. I don't live for applause now, I live so I don't leak. I pay attention to my balance, to what drains and what sustains. I learned stability comes from refusing hollow gains. When someone doubts my choices, I don't feel the need to bend. I made peace with my direction, that's the kind of wealth I defend. Approval never paid the rent, and I don't need it to. I built something quieter, but it's honest, solid, true. I lock the door at night, knowing I earned my ground. No borrowed praise required, no crowd around.
Sitting still while everything passes, street keeps moving without me. Footsteps blending into time, faces changing in the distance, like they're following a sign. I watch the hours fold themselves into something I don't chase, letting moments come and leave without asking them to stay. I used to feel the pressure to move before I knew, to keep up with the current even when it pulled me through. Now I sit still while everything passes, not resisting, not asleep, just anchored in the the present, where the noise can't reach. The world keeps offering directions, maps drawn in borrowed ink, but I stay with my own breathing, give my thoughts the room to think. I don't measure life in milestones or in how fast I arrive. Some truths only surface when you stop trying to survive. There's a calm in not reacting and let emotion blur, while I remain a fixed point, not faster, not deferred. I sit still while everything passes, seasons changing in my view. Nothing urgent, nothing missing, nothing forcing me to choose. I watch ambitions hurry by, wearing faces I once knew. I don't follow, I don't judge, I let them pass on through. Stillness teaches me perspective, movement never could. It shows me what remains when I stop doing what I should. The minutes don't feel wasted when I'm not racing. They're in, they open in the quiet spaces where I finally begin. I sit still while everything passes, and I don't feel left behind. I feel present in a way that doesn't fracture my mind. Outside the world keeps changing, trends, opinions, borrowed pain. Inside I stay consistent, letting time reveal its face. I don't disappear from living, I just choose a different role. Not every journey needs movement to reach something whole. When the moment asks for action, I'll rise without delay. But until then I remain rooted in this unclaimed space, sitting still while everything passes is how I learn to stay. Fully here, fully breathing, as the rest moves away.
The weight I no longer explain. I used to carry sentences, prepare for every stare, ready to translate my silence into something they could bear. Every pause needed a reason, every bruise a spoken name. I want my history out, so no one felt uneasy with my pain. But something shifted quietly, without a scene or sign. I stopped rehearsing answers that were never truly mine. There's a weight I no longer explain. I don't label it or defend it. It doesn't need permission to exist beneath my skin. It walks beside me, not against me, no longer pulling me down. It's learned the shape of patience. It doesn't ask to be found.
I used to break myself into pieces small enough to justify. Now I let the whole thing rest without teaching it how to cry. Some burdens aren't meant for sharing, they lose meaning when they're named. Not everything that's heavy is asking to be changed. There's a weight I no longer explain, and somehow it feels lighter now when I stop demanding understanding from every face, every crowd. The world prefers clean stories, sharp edges, simple lines, but growth happens in the blur between before and after times. I don't hide what I've been through, I just stopped offering the toll. This weight is not a warning, it's something I endure. It taught me how to stand still without collapsing inward, how to move through open spaces without needing to be heard. There's a weight I no longer explain, because it doesn't define my worth. It's just proof that I was present in the friction of the earth. I don't measure myself by ease or by light I appear. Some strength is in carrying what others never hear. When the day grows heavy again, I don't reach for borrowed words. I let the silence hold it like something gently learned. There's a weight I no longer explain, and that's how I protect my ground. Not everything I carry needs to make a sound. I walk forward unrehearsed, no defense, no disguise, just a steadier version of me behind quieter eyes. The weight remains, but differently, no longer asking my name. It stays with me in balance, unspoken, unexplained.
Stays quiet when I finish. No echo, no reply. The moment ends without a signal, no reason why. I used to wait for something after, a sound to mark the end, a sign that what I carried mattered more than how I stand. Now I let the silence settle where applause used to be, not as absence or failure, just as honesty. No one's clapping, and that's fine. The work was never meant to shine. I learned the difference slowly between being seen and being whole, between chasing recognition and keeping control. I don't pause to measure reactions or search faces in the dark. I walk forward at my own pace, without a mark. No one's clapping, and I don't need it now. The effort stands on its own somehow. There were years I confused noise with proof that I belong. Thought silence meant I was invisible. Thought quiet meant I gone wrong. But the loudest seasons taught me less than the ones no one knew, where discipline replaced display and intention followed through. No one's clapping and the night moves on. Still I remain, still strong. I finish what I start, even when no one's there. I don't trade consistency for being declared. There's peace in the unmarked ending, in the lack of review. I don't need the room to react to know what's true. Oh, no one's clapping, but I stand upright, because alignment doesn't depend on spotlight. I don't inflate and praise, I don't collapse in doubt. I learned how to move forward without checking out. The world will always celebrate what it notices in time, but most of what matters grows outside the line. No one's clapping, and that's how I know I did this for reasons only I need to know. When the room stays silent, I don't retreat or stall. I nod once to myself, and that's all. No one's clapping, no final sound, just a quiet confidence that stays around.
Living past the need to be understood. I used to explain my thoughts before they fully arrived, afraid that silence might suggest I wasn't really alive. I tried to shape my meaning so it fit another view, traded depth for clarity, hoping that would do. But understanding has conditions, it bends when people choose to hear what makes them comfortable and leave the rest unused. So I stepped beyond the question of whether I was clear and started listening inward instead of leaning here. I'm living past the need to be understood. Now closure's finally free. Some things make more sense when they're left with me. I don't correct assumptions, I don't rush to clarify. Not every version of myself needs to multiply. I've learned that being real doesn't always feel complete. Some truths don't translate well, they're meant to stay discreet. I'm living past the need to be understood, and nothing feels erased. I didn't lose my meaning, I just stopped giving chase. The world prefers conclusions, labels neat and clean, but growth moves in directions that don't always read between. I let misunderstandings pass without taking them inside. They say more about perception than the ground where I reside. There's peace in being unmeasured and not defending every turn. When you trust your own alignment, you let the rest unlearn. I'm living past the need to be understood, and I don't feel unseen. I feel anchored in my choices and the spaces in between. If someone meets me honestly, they'll find me where I stand. Not translated, not diluted, just human, just unplanned. I no longer fear being misread or walking out of frame. I don't need to be reflected to know I remain the same. Living past the need to be understood isn't distance or retreat. It's choosing inner clarity over borrowed certainty. I move forward unrehearsed without dragging every thread. Some truths grow more solid when they're quietly led. And if meaning finds me later through a shared and open view, that connection will be grounded, not because I explained it, but because it's true. It's how I finally stand, not defined by interpretation, but by the life I plan. No spotlight followed the choices. No crowd marked the days. Just quiet morning stacking, one decision at a time. I learned early not to wait for hands to start clapping. Some work only counts when no one's reacting. I built this life without applause. No echo, no sign, just showing up consistently when it would have been easier to decline. There were nights no one noticed what it took to stay steady. No one saw the weight I carried or how long I stayed ready. I didn't move for recognition, I moved so I could stand. When the ground felt uncertain and the future unplanned, I built this life without applause, without borrowed validation. I trusted quiet discipline over loud celebration. The world praises outcomes, not the effort it ignores, but progress leaves in repetition behind closed doors. I learned to measure success by what remains intact, by how I sleep at night, by the promises I kept. Some days felt invisible, like nothing was taking shape, but consistency has a way of outlasting doubt and delay. I built this life without applause, and that's why it holds. It doesn't collapse under silence or crack under cold. I don't need an audience to feel aligned. I know what it took to get here, and that's enough of a sign. There were moments I questioned if the quiet meant I failed, but every step taken unseen still moved the scale. The noise comes and goes, trends rise and fade, but what I built in silence doesn't need need to be displayed. I built this life without applause, so it belongs to me, not shaped by reaction or public energy. If someone finally notices, I won't shrink or inflate. I won't trade my foundation for a louder fate, because I didn't build this to be celebrated or known. I built it to be stable, to stand on its own. Built this life without applause, and I wouldn't rewrite a thing. The quiet taught me endurance before it taught me to wait.